right, Sticks and Stones, take one. Bitch, I said Sticks and Stones, take one. Get online. You over here blowing in the air like you in a cool breezing right now.
Okay, you ready?
Make me feel hot.
I wasn't quite ready.
Clearly. Okay. Sticks and Stones, take two.
Oh, wait, I gotta tell y'all something. Welcome to the Sticks and Stones Cigar Podcast. I am your host, Ebony Lincoln, and she is
Tracey Crow.
And we're here to bring the cigar bar to you. Today we're going to be doing what we always do, which is rating our cigar and cocktail pairings. We're going to be joined by an amazing guest. But before we get into that, we want to encourage you to like, click, share us on social media. And that's going to be Sticks and Stones Cigars on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and if you're on Patreon, please follow us there too.
Please do.
Before we get into it, I just want to share the cigar tip of the day.
What is it?
So, Tracey, the cigar tip of the day is, ready?
Ready.
Start small and low.
Ah.
Know what I mean by that?
Share.
What I mean by that is if you are new to the cigar scene and you've not really smoked cigars, start small and start low, meaning you don't have to go out and get the most expensive or biggest cigar, because what you're going to end up doing is either frustrating yourself or wasting your money.
Yeah.
If you start small, a smaller cigar, or if you start with an inexpensive cigar, it gives you the opportunity to experiment and find out what you like, what you don't like, get you a little arsenal, and, taste test a few. And then once you realize what you like, then graduate to some larger cigars or more expensive cigars. So trying to save you money and trying to save you a little bit of frustration.
Okay.
So as we speak of cigars and being, economical on cigars, I want to talk about what I'm smoking tonight.
What are you smoking tonight?
So I am smoking the Brick House Corona Larga.
Okay, Brick House.
And why am I recommending this one? Or why, not want to say recommending it because I haven't smoked it all the way down yet. But this cigar is very economical. It's about $5 to $8 tops.
Okay.
And it's a good one to experiment on.
Okay.
So we'll talk a little bit more about, how I rate it at the end. But I'm pairing it with Makers and Ginger Ale.
Okay.
What are you smoking?
I am smoking Leather Rose by Drew Estates. I like this cigar. It's one of my go-tos. Again, to piggyback off of your tip of the day, this cigar is low. It's around about $8, and
Not
it's an even-bodied cigar that's good for a beginner.
Sounds good.
Oh, and I'm pairing it with a Maker's Mark Kentucky Girl Old Fashioned.
Awesome. Well, now it's time for us to get into it. We would like to take the time to introduce our guest, somebody we've known a long time, good friend of ours. His name is Mr. Bryce Page.
Hey,
welcome,
Bryce.
Welcome.
Good evening, ladies. How you all doing?
We're
doing
great.
well.
We're great.
Thank you.
So we're thrilled to be joined by Bryce. Bryce is one of the founders of Lovenoise, and Lovenoise is a live music promotions group that was started by a group of music lovers. And a lot of people talk about all of the concerts and music experiences that you all bring to the area because, they're great. And, you've brought spoken word, you brought live bands, MCs, DJs. You bring the urban beat to Music City. And we need that. People need to understand that Nashville is not just about country music. So thank you for being here today, and we're just going to get into asking you a few questions.
Let's roll right into it.
All right.
First of all, before we get started,
okay.
I want to thank you, ladies, for actually doing this.
Thank
Ebony,
you.
Tracey, baby, you guys are all dear to my heart, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And also allowing us to have this platform to actually, get this message out to everyone out there. So, real quick before we start, Tracey, how do you have so much, you guys are so diverse in your knowledge about cigars. Like, man, how did that come about?
This started for me in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Okay.
I worked at 440 Main restaurant on the square, and I did private dining, and part of my role was to upsell wine and cigars. So I had to try every cigar so that I could sell it to the farmer dinners we used to do, all the private parties, and so that's where I got my legs.
Right.
Well, tell us about Lovenoise. How did it get off the ground and get started? I know you're not the only founder,
Correct.
so tell us about you, the other founders, and how you got Lovenoise off the ground.
Basically, it was myself and 4 other guys, Chip Hockett, LaSalle Chapman, Antoine Mo Nunn, and Eric Holt. A group of guys came together and said, you know what, Nashville needs something different. We got tired of going to the same old parties all the time, listening to the same old music. All 5 of us had one thing in common, that's the love of music. So we said, let's do something different. And that difference would be having a party with eclectic music. Remixes from Common or remixes from A Tribe Called Quest, Queen Latifah, not just your every modern, everyday rap or hip-hop that you actually hear commercialized on the radio. Don't get me wrong, we still love those commercialized songs. We support those artists as well. But this entity that we actually started, Lovenoise, started from just us wanting to do a little bit something different with a little bit different type of vibe.
Nice, very nice. And how long ago was that?
We're about to tell our age. But yeah. No, thank you. We're actually in year 17 going into 18. So,
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Congratulations
so
on that.
In 2023, ladies will be starting and celebrating our 20th year. So look forward to something big in 2023, 2024 at that time.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people had to pivot because of COVID.
Correct.
How did that impact what you all were doing and how you did business in 2020?
Well, like you said, Ebony, a lot of people had to pivot. So we actually had to turn around. We just didn't pivot. We had to turn around. Everything slowed down. Mm-hmm. Live music venues in Nashville, Tennessee, they shut down for everyone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
COVID did that to a lot of different businesses, a lot of different industries. And the live music industry, it actually slowed it down. It actually just came to a halt. So we were able to just maintain by just being dormant at the time. We really focused on that time, just our marketing efforts. Like we do a lot of different marketing, social media, online marketing for different businesses and corporations in the Nashville area. So we really just focused in and honed in on those skills as well. And then once now we're in the phase where everything's started to gradually back to opening up, we said, hey, you know what? Let's get back into live shows and promoting live shows and doing them.
So what's coming up? What's on the calendar for the summer and fall?
Well, right now we're focusing on a concert series called Live on Buchanan.
Yes.
It's going to be on Buchanan right there by Slim and Huskies. For those who, shout out to Slim and Huskies too.
Shout out to Slim and Huskies, yes.
We're actually going to
get them on.
the best, yes, you guys actually do. The best pizza place actually in Tennessee and growing.
Yes, and beyond.
Yes.
Down.
Without a doubt. And on top of that, it's a good product. They're also good people as well.
Yeah.
So sort of shout out to them. So we're doing a concert series on that. It's every Sunday, the first Sunday of every month going forward. So the next one we actually have will actually be in the month of August, since we actually just completed one. And then we'll have one the first Sunday in September as well. Then the one I like a lot, it's just a personal favorite of mine, Tracey and Ebony, is Nas.
Oh my God.
Nas is going to be performing. Yes.
What's that?
He's going to be performing with the symphony.
Oh.
Yes,
wow.
yes.
Okay.
He's going to be performing with the
yes.
symphony at Ascend Amphitheater outside. And that's actually going to be in September.
September.
Yeah,
September. Yeah.
So July, in August, we're going to be doing a concert series with Slim and Huskies at Pizza Park. And then in August, end of July, we're going to be doing Eric Benet. And in August, we still have the Live on Buchanan show, and then September we're going to roll right into Nas as well. But really stay focused and stay tuned to all our social medias, Lovenoise 2020 and Lovenoise.net.
You all do
as
an
well.
amazing job, by the way, and we plug whoever is doing the marketing.
Yeah.
I get a text message, I get an email, like you all are on it. So I can't say what is there to do in Nashville. I mean, I would just go visit your website or just opt in for the text, and you'll know immediately when something comes up.
I'm telling you guys, and shout out to my business partner, Eric Holt. He does a wonderful job of actually making sure that everyone is abreast of what's actually going on in the city. But Lovenoise, the longevity, we cannot do it without you all. And what I mean by you all, Tracey, Ebony, Baby, all the people that actually support throughout the years. Whether it's the online presence, you support it through online, or just attending the shows, concerts, parties, everything we've actually done. So big shout out to the people as well.
Yeah, the community for making it happen.
I'm going to be honest, Ebony. Lovenoise has been really supported by the Nashville community. The urban community has really, really supported us, but Nashville overall has really supported us as well. So that's allowed us to be able to maintain and actually grow throughout the entire process.
Awesome.
So how do you juggle the work-life balance? 'Cause you have a job,
Correct.
and then you have your love, your passion, which is Lovenoise, and I'm sure you have a personal life. Walk me through how you prioritize that.
We have gadgets, I guess we call them, called phones. And Trey, everyone's laughing, but
how you do it?
So many times through communication is how me personally, able to juggle the different facets that in my life that's actually going on, whether it's personal or professional, through phones and gadgets. Communication is key, Tracy. You know that. I'd be sitting here today communicating with you ladies unless you communicate, say, hey, listen, we have this going on. We want you to be a part of it. Here's the dates and the times. So communication is key. So that's how I've been able to juggle it.
I just know you're just a very busy man, and I'm just glad that you were able to fit us in your schedule.
No, I'm just glad to be here. Thank you for the opportunity once again. I know I keep knocking at the door with the same thing, but thanks for the opportunity.
No, we appreciate you.
And I want to see big things out of you ladies in the future.
Oh, we're coming for you. We're coming.
So I want to see big things, but yeah.
Well, thank you. We appreciate the support. But before we move into the crow's nest, just want to ask you, so you're from Bowling Green, right? Bowling Green, Kentucky. Shout out to Bowling Green.
Shout out to Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yes.
Big shout out to Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's who made me. Everyone there. I can't even put a name.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Bowling Green High School.
Okay.
The only high school.
Okay, no, I mean
the only high school there.
I didn't know.
Yeah, no, I'm serious.
They have more than one.
There's more than one high school there.
But he's saying that it is
the only
the
one.
The high school there is actually,
Yes,
if you're not a purple, you're not nothing. So
Wow. Okay. All right.
I'll tip my hat to the other high schools, but
nothing like that one. But what I will say is how we like to bring this segment to a close is, reflecting on that young African-American boy in Bowling Green, Kentucky, growing up and progressing to where you are now. What type of advice would you give your younger self? Or what type of advice would you give young African-American boys and girls who want to do some of the things that you're doing today, whether it's, your main job in sales or doing things in Lovenoise or some of the other business ventures that you have going on? What advice would you give?
It's kind of like twofold, Ebony. That question is for me. I was very fortunate, and Tracy, you know this, I was very fortunate to grow up in a home with my mom and my dad. So my dad played a very intricate part in my growing up and my development as a man. And one thing he always told me was follow your dreams, Bryce. So whatever dreams or passion that you actually have, follow them. And my dreams, they actually changed throughout my entire life. As a child, I love sports. I'm a big sports fan. And growing up, baseball was my passion and my love. And so I had a couple of different scholarships to go play baseball in college. And it gave me the opportunity to get my education paid for. So I followed that dream. So once that dream actually faded away, I said, you know what? I'm going to corporate America and do the corporate American thing. I did it. Became a little bit successful at it, but then also I've always had a passion for doing other things, because quote unquote on the side, also being able to do those things on the side. And so those dreams, like you said earlier, Tracy, consisted of music. I've always had a passion and love for music, and all my friends that grew up with me back home, they knew when they came up to my house, they would always see posters of LL Cool J, Run DMC, Eric B and Rakim. Just some of the people, Belle Biv DeVoe, New Edition, Jodeci, some of my passions on the R&B side and rap side, But then, so my passion has always been for music. I guess I'm going to say my sad passion. My passion for music has always been there along the same level as sports. I've never wanted to be an entertainer, 'cause that's just not me. But I've always been I'm very passionate about music. So Lovenoise allows me to have that passion and also incorporate that passion into something that I actually do as a man. Like I said, we started just off of our love of music, all five of us. So
that's good.
Awesome. So I heard a couple of different things. Follow your dreams.
Yes.
Keep raising the bar, because I heard you say that you had multiple dreams.
Correct.
And then it's always good to make sure that you're passionate about the things that you're doing.
I encourage any young male or female, find you a sponsor or a mentor. More so a mentor, not a sponsor. Find you a mentor. Go out and seek one. Seek someone that you actually, found us to be successful. Talk to them. Everybody's route in this life is actually different. But maybe someone can help you or help that person get to where they want to be with their dreams. So if you don't have a mentor, try to find one. If you have dreams and aspirations, try to find a mentor.
Yes.
Someone older than you that's had trials and tribulations in life, ups and downs, peaks and troughs, and just say, hey, listen, I want to talk to you about your passion, your vision, what you did, and see if it actually coincides with what you're trying to do as a person.
Love that. I love that. I mean, one of the things that I always say is that no one can hardly do anything anymore on their own.
No, not at all.
And so having, surrounding yourself with good people and good mentors, that's critical.
Ebony, that's very critical.
Yeah.
Tracy, Ebony, that's very critical. That's one of the reasons I think that Lovenoise, just my personal opinion, I think that's the reason we've had a lot of success with Lovenoise because, all of us together, like I said, we had a passion for music and loved the music. But Eric and I, we have a great relationship, and we also do a lot of communicating as well. And I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Our business would not be successful without him, and I don't think it would be successful without me as well. So find someone that you actually can work with, communicate with, and have the same dream, the same passion. I promise to you, you can get to wherever your dreams want to get you to.
Awesome.
Thank you, Bryce.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Man, I'm excited.
We're not done with you yet.
No,
we want to usher you into the crow's nest.
Okay.
So, Tracy, what do you have for us in the crow's nest today?
A couple topics today that we know are current, that's mainstream right now. Bill Cosby getting out. How do you feel about Bill getting out?
I'm happy for Bill. I don't always agree with some people's personal lives, because what they do in their personal life is their personal.
Yeah.
But from a perspective of him being an entertainer, a comedian, and an actor, Bill was great for my time growing up. Uptown Saturday Night is still one of my favorite movies, and The Cosby Show was always be very passionate about that growing up in my life. So what he did in his personal life, that's all on Bill.
Yeah, you gotta live with that.
But I'm being honest, as a black man, I'm glad he got out. We have too many black men already incarcerated.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't agree with what he did, personally, but I'm glad he got out.
Any thoughts, feelings about?
Yeah. Let's reverse that question. How do you guys feel about Bill getting out?
I had no problem when I saw it on TMZ hit my phone.
Right.
Yeah, I have notifications from TMZ. I didn't believe it.
Right.
I looked. I'm like, they let him out, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. He knows what he did. He's gonna have to live with it. Only God can judge him.
Right.
But at the same time, for all those women that took that money, they should give it back.
That's a good point.
Just put it out there.
Right.
But at the end of the day, he's 83 years old.
Yeah.
He's got to live with that.
Oh, yeah.
He does.
Yeah. No, I would just say that he's done his time. He's been penalized. So, I'm like you. He was a big part of a lot of our upbringings and, set standards for a lot of people. When you think about the Cosby Show,
he set his standard. I wanted to go to college.
Yeah.
I wanted to have dreams and live and look like them.
Yeah. So I think he's been penalized. He's been penalized in jail and financially. Yeah. And I'm sure his personal relationship has been impacted by this as well. So I would just say,
But I gotta say this: his wife is the blueprint. I have to give her mad respect to still support him, be there for him through, and that for better or for worse.
Oh, I agree.
I have to give it to her because she has been very graceful. She has stayed out the way. She has stayed low. And the things what she has said have been very controlled because she knows.
Right.
Yeah.
She knows.
Yeah. Behind every successful man is a super fantastic woman.
Exactly.
Shout out to my mom.
Yes. Absolutely. I would agree. Right.
And then
I would agree. Special crown waiting on her.
Absolutely.
That's
and then a couple things that's in the headlines regarding the Olympics. Sha'Carri Richardson.
Correct.
Gold medalist, 100 meters, was supposed to go to the Olympics, and she failed her drug test because she tested positive for marijuana.
Right.
Want to get you all's thoughts on that because, I understand what the rule is and what the rule has always been, but it's always been like enhancements,
Correct.
Things like that have like, okay, if you didn't take that steroid, you wouldn't be able to,
perform,
run through that wall. Right. But at the same time, how do you guys feel about marijuana and the fact that she had just found out by an unknown person, like a reporter, that she lost her mother? And, she did consciously say, and one thing I can say about the young lady is she is holding her head high and with grace. She could take it in many different directions, but she's just honest.
Right.
And, of course, they're not allowing her to participate right now, even outside the 30-day suspension. But how you guys feel about, should she go ahead and participate? You feel she should? I feel like she should.
Right.
I really do. I mean, it wasn't as if she was ongoing. She did it one time. She was going through something. And what people don't understand is mental illness is really impacting everyone. And if that one thing that she did saved her life, and she did it one time and she admitted it, I feel like we should show her grace.
Right. I agree.
How you feel about it?
I feel the same way. And one thing you just touched on, Tracy, was how mental illness is real.
It's real.
It's been, you got to realize, you all, what we just went through this past year, being stuck in the house, stay at home, orders from different companies and places closed down. Sometimes everyone's coping mechanism is actually different.
That's right.
How people cope with mental illness it varies across the nation. So one thing I liked about it, she was very forthcoming, and she said, listen, I did it. She admitted to doing it.
She did.
We have a lot of athletes that won't admit to what they're actually doing. And that's their own preference.
Right.
I liked about it because she stood up and said, listen, I did it. I admit to what I did. I knew what I was doing, but here's the reasons why. I was coping with mental illness with my mom and everything. So shout out to her because she did a wonderful job of saying that. They need to change the rules, though. Rules need to be changed.
I would agree.
You know what I'm saying? And you all know America is built off of what? Second chances in life.
Right. There it is.
So,
second chances.
Exactly. So she needs a second chance, but the rules need to be changed, bended, whatever. Amended is, I guess, the right word to say. Bended or whatever. And I'm not saying just an exception for her, but what we actually just went through, the world went through with this pandemic, everyone's coping mechanism has always been different.
Yeah.
So,
I would say that, I don't consider marijuana to be a performance enhancing drug. So that's my issue. Like, let's look at the rule, and does the rule even apply in this case? And I know personally the pain of losing a mother, whether it's a biological mother or not, because I keep hearing them throw out that she lost her biological mother as if that was any better or any worse.
She lost someone.
She lost someone. Right. And so, like you said, we all cope in different ways.
Correct.
And so I don't think that she was indulging in something that in any way would have improved her performance. If anything, it probably would have diminished it. And so I don't get it. I feel, and I agree with you. We have to extend her grace, and I think that the community and the country is extending her grace. But whoever this judging body is or governing body has decided not to extend grace to her. And I think that's unfortunate. I think it really is unfortunate.
What they don't understand, that we all understand, is that she's going to have the personal fortitude now to learn from this, come back for this, and be even greater. Yeah. So all they did was just really, unleash some things in her that she didn't even know that she could even go for. Right. So I just, I really hope that there's something that changes for her. And if Tokyo is not the place for her this year, then we'll see her again for sure.
Yes. But I love the full accountability, because I think that's something that we lack in the world, period. Yeah. And not just athletes, but in people in general, not taking full accountability of their actions. And she was accountable, she was transparent, and she's moving on. Yeah. And I can't do anything but respect her for that. I think she's a fantastic athlete, and I hope she gets another opportunity.
I do. I really do. My last topic for today is a little something to end on, a little note, a little funny note. I always try to see if I could find something local, so I found something local. Local Murfreesboro man, 49 years of age, was in a bar in Murfreesboro, had a lot to drink, and goes up to the ATM that's inside this bar and decides to make a deposit by taking his pants down and trying to have sex with the ATM.
What?
So when the patrons caught wind that he had his pants down around his waist, you know, they were like, "Oh, somebody need to call the police! Somebody need to call the police!" So when the police come, that's when it really turns real wild. So he's running around the bar, you know, with his pants out, a bunch of people, you know, after, you know, he, you know, made his way with the ATM because he was trying to put his penis in the hole.
Wow.
So they finally get him outside, and when they get him outside, he takes off running, takes off his clothes, and then starts humping and hunching the picnic table.
Oh, wow.
Okay, what was he on?
A local Murfreesboro man, just want to let y'all know, they're running wild. Rutherford County needs to get it together.
Yeah.
What was he on? He had to be on
they said
something.
they didn't disclose that, but the thing you got to understand is he got arrested for public intoxication and was only fined $250. Don't you know it would have went different?
Oh, yeah.
And it would have went way different
If it was
one of us, for real.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was kind of funny and amusing to me that it actually made a headline and people are talking about it. He's 49 years of age. You know better.
Too old for that.
Well, that's all I have for today.
Well, thank you for
Crow's
taking us
nest
on into
out.
the crow's nest, Tracy. Always a fun time in the crow's nest.
Man, do what I can.
So let's talk about these cigars and cocktails. So
My
Tracy-
cigar, I would say, I think it was rating 1 to 5.
yes, and tell us about the experience, what it tastes like.
The experience is that it has a sweet, sugary tip. So I like the basic, like sweet and salty, but this one's sweet and peppery. It's got a white peppery. It's very spicy. So it's a good even finish. It's even bodied, and I don't have it lit right now, but it will burn pretty evenly. And of course, you can never go wrong with a Maker's Mark Old Fashioned. So I give it a 4.5.
Okay. All right.
Tracy, let me ask you this. Have you ever given any cigar a 5?
Yes,
Okay.
Fat Bottom Betty,
Fat Bottom
which
Betty.
is also by Drew States. Yeah, no pun intended.
Fat Bottom Betty.
Yes.
I knew a girl named Betty coming up, but she didn't have a fat bottom.
She didn't have Fat Bottom.
What? Oh, she was flat back there.
Flat Bottom Betty.
Okay.
Hey,
They have things to improve that now these days.
Betty Boo.
hey, she's probably got other assets she can work.
That's true. That's
Shout
true.
out to my girl Betty.
Well, this again is the Brick House Corona Larga. It starts off with a peppery taste, and then it kind of gets a little sweet and kind of mocha-y in the middle, and then it returns to that spicy taste again. And if anybody watches the podcast on a regular basis, you'll know that I love things with spice in them. So I really do enjoy this cigar. It is one that, you know, it's not a quick smoke, as you know.
That's good.
Yeah, most cigars aren't, unless it's a cigarella. So it's not a quick smoke. And one thing that I will say too about this cigar is that it has a binder, filler, and wrapper from Nicaragua. So really good cigar. I would give it a 4.5. You got to have some room to grow, and I do. It's not my absolute favorite, but it's right there at the top. And again, I'm pairing it with the Makers and Ginger. So yeah, I give it a 4.5.
Okay.
Brick House.
I will try that.
Yep, Brick House.
It's a mighty. Let it all hang out.
Hey, mindset.
Yeah, just letting it all hang out. I'm on Brick.
Yeah.
I forgot where I was.
That's new information for me, because I didn't know you was a spice girl.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
and I love a spicy drink too.
Spicy food?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Not too hot, but spicy. I can do.
So you like a spice relationship?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep
Hey,
You gotta keep it spicy.
Keep it spicy.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right.
Well, I think it's time for us to wrap it up.
Bryce, thank you again.
Yes,
No,
thank
no.
you.
You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. Thank you.
And I appreciate
Absolutely.
that. I appreciate the invitation, you know. And like I
Well,
said,
we'll have you back.
whatever I can do to help you guys be successful, you know, if you need someone else to come in and come back, I'll come back a million times for you ladies.
Yes, we definitely would like to have you
You
here.
guys mean that much to me, and you guys mean that much to the audience. And good things you guys are doing is educating. So keep educating. And like we said earlier, if this is your dream, keep following it. You know, don't let nobody tell you can't reach your dream, because you can.
Thank you.
you.
Appreciate that. Really appreciate
Thank
that.
you all.
Any handles or social media you want to plug real quick for the folks that are listening and watching?
Lovenoise.net is where you can find everything.
Lovenoise.net.
Lovenoise 2020. You know what I'm saying? So
Is
What
that
was
on
that?
Instagram or?
Yeah, Love
okay.
Noise 2020. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Love Noise 2020 on Instagram
Yeah.
and lovenoise.net in
That's
terms of the
correct.
website,
You
right?
got it. You got
All
it.
right.
Well, want to remind you to click like and share us as well on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and of course on Patreons. Our handle is Sticks and Stones Cigars. And as always, if you have been smoking and drinking with us tonight, we ask that you do so responsibly. If you're going out somewhere afterwards, make sure you have a designated driver. We thank you for joining us. God bless you. Good night.
Good night.